get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day. This day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
Thank you. The Lord is my life. The Lord is my life. And my salvation. Nothing shall harm me. Nothing shall harm me. We shall not wait. We shall not fear. We shall not fear. We shall not fear. There's someone wrong. There's someone wrong. They should not rise. They should not rise. They should not rise. They should not rise. They will not rise. I do my thing. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Popcorn World.
Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. But to make it round the world, man, the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. The Popcorn World.
You're now listening to the Brothers of the Five. At shooting guard, it's your boy, Killer Cam. At small forward, it's Reggie Love. At point guard, Steve Major. At power forward, Al B. And at center, Mr. Noise, Lloyd Spence. And now, the Brothers of the Five. Yes, sir. We're back. So much to discuss on today's show. Look at the black screen. Goodness gracious. We're starting with the banners. We're starting with the banners or the jerseys and the rafters, the Hall of Fame. You know, is LeBron gonna get his jersey retired? Is he? Does he get his jersey in the rafters in 3 different ways?
Of course, man. Stop. It's LA. He kind of started the parade already. Of course he's gonna get in the rafters.
I mean, he did give him a ring, so I mean,
okay. Well, there's a lot of people that was on championship teams that didn't get their names in the rafters now.
That's great stuff. All great.
it's not LeBron's names.
And now he's the all-time leading scorer. Of course, man. Come on, take some off.
All right. Well, I guess that's another conversation for me.
Unofficial.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, it's regular season.
I didn't see a ceremony. Did I miss the ceremony? Oh.
He might just be mad no Celtics in that top 5. Might not be a Celtic in the top 10.
Team basketball.
I see what he's trying to do there.
Okay.
We started early tonight.
Oh, listen.
Celtics paved the way for LeBron, let's be honest.
How is that?
Celtics integrated the NBA.
Touche.
Hey, that's my guy, man.
Can't argue with truth.
Nope.
How's everybody feeling tonight, man?
Making it, man.
What a week.
Science is kicking my butt, but
Science is doing their thing, huh?
yeah.
Well, what a week of sports, man. Unbelievable, really, quite honestly. Since we last met, the whole 2 sports leagues have turned themselves upside down.
Well, before we talk sports, I think me and Reggie may be the most exciting people on the page because our owner have stepped up and look like we're gonna get a new quarterback. So we're doing real good today.
Wow, it took y'all 2 years to get off Trent Richardson. So this is a step up.
Is there something personal going on today between the?
It feels very personal.
East Coast and the West Coast. Am I missing something
It
today?
feels very personal.
You're missing something if you think Indianapolis is in the West Coast.
I'm trying to figure out why can't we just say yay to Coach? Why we gotta say something negative when we just said something positive?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure this out.
That was positive. Congratulations on learning from your mistakes faster this time. than before. That's positive.
Oh,
You know
so
what?
we're learning from the Celtics.
Oh,
My bad.
Wow.
Say, I don't know what's going on, but see, this is the kind of stuff that happens when Tom Brady is not in the Super Bowl, I guess.
Right.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Very rare.
I'm
Very
just here
rare.
so I won't
Very
get
rare.
fined. I'm just here so I
man.
won't get fined.
Oh, man.
Well, listen, let's go ahead and kick it all off, man. A Super Bowl just happened. A champion got crowned. What are y'all thoughts on this on the Super Bowl? Everything Super Bowl related.
Well, who all picked the Bengals? I need to know that first.
Hey, I was stuck in the middle. Y'all remember y'all kept trying.
Reggie, we ain't gonna do that today. You either driving in the car or you're not driving. You're walking.
Somebody,
doing?
y'all
Man.
was trying. You remember? Y'all was trying to get me to pick, and I did not pick. Remember, I was saying the Rams, then I went to the Bengals, then I went to the Rams, then I went to the Bengals. So I never did pick. So
Hey, Reggie, scared money don't make money, brother.
Hey, the Bengals are 4
you know what? I
seconds in
did
the
make
offensive line
$50.
away.
I hit a 6 on that third quarter, so I did make $50. So I did.
The Bengals were 4 seconds in the offensive line away from winning the game. So I mean, it was
That's
close.
quite a distance, that offensive line away. That's not a small thing you just said there. So
Had a chance, man. Had a chance.
let's start from the start from the top. I'll be honest with you. That Bengals pick seemed like it was going to be raggedy right from the start of that game. I thought the Rams came out in rhythm. I mean, they were ready. And then the bottom just kind of fell out with the OBJ injury. And they looked like two evenly matched teams once that happened. And then our group chat went wild at the beginning of the second half, because I ain't going to mention no names, but I'm just saying somebody in our group chat decided that it was okay for the man to pull the other guy down by his face mask and score a touchdown. I didn't say who said it. I'm just saying it was said.
So eye for an eye.
Well, I guess you can say both players got away with something, because the first half he did get away with that pull. In the second half, he did get away with the face mask. So I guess we can balance itself out.
Well, that was the point of the person in the group chat. That was I ain't gonna say who it was. That was the point of the person in the group chat. And my answer to it all now is that I am really glad that none of that had anything to do with the outcome. That was to me, it worked out perfectly that none of that had to do with the outcome.
Did I miss something in the group chat? Can you tell
You
me?
did.
Can
I will not.
Listen, I don't want to know who it was. I want to know who it wasn't. Just tell me who it wasn't.
It wasn't me.
That's the same as telling you who it was.
Nah.
It'd be like a process of elimination.
Wait, hey, you're down to 3 now. It wasn't.
Right, I was gonna say.
I'll get by the end of the show. It's
It's
good.
really ain't that hard. I mean, but at the same time, I don't know if that person was wrong. I don't know if that person was wrong, because they both had their moments. But I do have a question for that person. I don't know if they'll speak up at this point. Why was there so much vitriol toward Jalen Ramsey? Let's go with that.
Jesse and Chad.
Because we had talked about him during the show. And somebody, I'm not going to say who it was.
I said it.
But somebody
said it.
that Jalen Ramsey was going to be the MVP of that game.
In his own way, he was, Jesse.
And we're talking about, and listen, one of the things that frustrated me about that is that my brother over there always talks about stats. Back it up. If you got something to say, back it up. Right? But then he jumped on the bandwagon because Ramsey didn't have any interceptions all year long, and now he's going to be this stud MVP Super Bowl. So I totally get where you guys were coming from.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Chase against Ramsey, right? Obviously, I picked the Bengals, right? I wanted to see the matchup anyway. If you love football, that's what you want to watch, right? Yep. You want to watch Aaron Donald do his thing. You want to watch Chase and Ramsey do their things. And I love the way the refs called the whole game until like the last 3 minutes.
Exactly.
But it was Ramsey was just I thought he was getting beat. I thought he made 1 or 2 good plays, but I thought he was getting beat. You know, and you look at the last play too. If Burrow had an extra second, right? Chase had him beat by 5 yards, 25 yards off the line.
If he had an extra second.
Yeah.
What?
If he had an extra second?
If his offensive line held up for at least 5, 6 seconds, yeah.
If Kendrick Perkins didn't get hurt in the final, I guess y'all would have won another one too, right?
All I'm saying is Chase had Ramsey beat on the last play of that Bengals drive too.
I'll say this: Jalen found his kryptonite. We found Jalen's kryptonite. Clearly, his kryptonite is big receivers, big fast receivers.
What in the world is going on?
Because Jamar Chase had his way with him. He did.
He had his way?
He had his way with him.
Oh, I missed the stats. Did he have 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns or something? Did I miss something?
Did he not dominate him?
I'm asking you.
Now
I'm asking you a question. Did he not dominate him?
Let me look. I don't know.
And this is listen. Now we're going back to stats. Now our eyes we don't trust our eyes no more.
That's the only thing we can go by.
You saw the game, didn't you?
Hey man, why you mad at me? I'm just saying. I don't remember the guy scoring. Did this guy get offensive rookie of the year?
Of course he did.
Did he get a touchdown in the Super Bowl? I mean, he had a couple of good big plays, but what did he do outside of those couple of big plays?
Okay,
he occupied Ramsey, right, and the safety so that Higgins could get his.
And that won him what?
Nothing.
I'm not saying it won him anything. Ultimately, they ended up losing the game. But I am saying Jamar Chase was a better player Sunday than Jalen Ramsey was.
Yeah, my telltale sign of the game is when the Cincinnati Bengals decided to not punt and go for that 4th and 1. I think it was in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I think that, and then that ultimately they couldn't get it, and then that ultimately led to the OBJ touchdown. Also, they had momentum, and that guy, the inactive player coming into the game, and he get called for a flag. That kind of messed up their momentum as well and gave up yardage. So I feel like coaching really had a lot to do with
Are you blaming Zach Taylor?
No, not for that one. Not for that one. But I'm saying
he should
just
be
coaching.
giving credit to Sean McVay. The reason the Rams won that game is the adjustment they made on the defensive line when they started bringing Von Miller off the tackle and inside over the center. Right, that changed the whole game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Coaching, as far as the person that's been there before and kind of made the adjustments, and the person that hadn't been there, and on the last play of the game, I said it's going to be a fade to Cooper Kupp. I said that out loud, and it ended up being a fade to Cooper Kupp. Everybody probably in this box probably knew what was going to happen.
Was that on the group text? I didn't see.
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm saying where I was watching the game in my house. I got witnesses to say it's going to be a fade.
There you go. As long as you got
Can I ask the brothers of the 5 a question?
Of course.
Okay. So Chase Daniels had 5 catches. Chase had 5 catches for 89 yards. Okay. He had 1 catch for 46 yards. So that means he had 4 other catches for 43 yards. Do you guys call that dominant? Let me say that one more time. Chase had 5 catches for 89 yards. He had 1 long one for 46 yards, which means he had 4 other catches for 43 yards. I think Ramsey did his job. If you want me to go back and see what his numbers was all them other games, it's triple what this was. I think Ramsey did his job.
If you mean keeping him out of the end zone, yes.
No. It's a bend but don't break defense, though. That's what the Rams have been all year.
I disagree with that. Bend but don't break. No. I don't disagree.
So 5 for 89 was a great game. He got the best of Ramsey. Ramsey got.
I'll say this.
Jesse, you need to think.
Just because. Hold on. I'll say this. Just because Burrows couldn't find Jamar Chase when he needed to find him, that don't mean Ramsey did an amazing job. Okay. Let's remember the one stat that you haven't mentioned is 7 sacks and a goo gob, and I'm using a 1970s word, goo gob of hurry ups and I got to get the ball out and all of that. So it wasn't it wasn't quite as simple as he got the ball to him 5 times and because let us not forget both touchdowns were against who?
Ramsey.
Okay, so He didn't have that great of a game.
No, he said that Chase got the best of Ramsey.
Chase did get the best of Ramsey, but Burrows didn't find it.
Wait. I would take that Burrow excuse if he wasn't getting his butt sacked and rushed all year. This been going on all year, and he's still been finding a way to find him. So don't use the Super Bowl as an ally for him. He's been doing it all year.
Okay.
But
go ahead, Rich.
One thing I did take, I wasn't too impressed by the second quarter drive, the last minute second quarter drive by the Rams and the fourth quarter drive by Cincinnati. Both of those drives were kind of, the one that Cooper in the middle with the Rams with Cooper Kupp didn't get out of bounds. I'm like, what were you doing? What were you thinking, Kupp? And it's, to me, I don't know, was that nerves? Because even Cincinnati at that last minute and a half drive, did you notice that it seemed like they wasn't in a hurry? They wasn't in a rush like it was within 2 minutes. And some of the play calling was
about the very last drive.
The very last drive for Cincinnati.
Okay.
In the second half drive, the first half they had with 2 minutes left. The Rams had the ball. You remember that drive?
Well, I think the Rams drive was indicative of just not being prepared to do anything without OBJ out there.
No, I disagree with that because it was just because Cooper Kupp didn't even try to get out of bounds. I don't know what he was thinking.
What was he thinking?
Yeah, I do.
Nah, because he broke that this year and took it to the house too, though.
Well, it's a different now. You got to get out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds. Every point counts. Every point counts in the Super Bowl. And then I'm going to go back to the Cincinnati drive at the end. If you go back and look at that drive, it seemed like they were not in the rush. And the play calling is, why do you not, why do you got the running back? You got to spread it out, because right now with the running back in the backfield, they bringing that rush. And that running back is not helping at all. So you got to get them out. At least kick, what's the running back name for Cincinnati?
Mixon.
Get him out the backfield. Yeah, I don't understand why you didn't hit him out the backfield. All out his hands. So,
but a screen out the backfield a lot of times is nothing but an extended run play. And
I didn't say a screen. You could have. It's several ways they use Nixon out of the backfield. It can be just spread them out. They spread them out from time to time. I just didn't understand what they were doing at that last minute and a half drive. I could be wrong. It just seemed like they wasn't in a rush. Like, okay, we're gonna get it. We're gonna just look at the time. Look at the players.
No. I'm with you. I'm looking at the play. I'm trying to play it back in my mind right now.
The third down was a rush, and
right. But let's go back. But let's go back though. Let's go back because when the drive started, they got a huge play right off the start. Now, granted, that was Jalen Ramsey on Jamar Chase getting beat. And Ramsey gambled. And he missed the play. So I think, and Joe Burrow, even after the game, said, "Hey, I thought we were going to just march down the field and get in position." So maybe that sense of urgency, or what seemed like a lack of sense of urgency, was indicative of we've already beat them for 30 on the first play of this drive. We're probably going to keep beating them, but let's pace ourselves so we don't leave no time on the clock. We've already seen a team get beat by 13 seconds earlier this season, So I don't know. I don't know what
my thing is, I didn't see a sense of urgency from Cincinnati. I didn't see it. To me, it wasn't. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. I just didn't see a sense of urgency from him.
Hey, Reggie, this has been the whole time for Cincinnati, though. It's like they start slow in the second half, things click, and they
right. They're second half team for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I will say this though. I would say that since you guys, I want to agree with the five. I want to be part of the five. I would say that okay, Ramsey, he got the best of Ramsey. But let me share a couple of things with you on
here we
Mr.
go.
Chase.
Here we go.
Sure.
Listen, like my best friend down there said, I'm a stat guy. So let me
sharing is caring. So come on.
Let me share it. Okay. His big games against Tennessee, he had 5 catches for 109 yards. Against Kansas City, who a lot of people picked to go to the Super Bowl, he had 11 catches for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns. Against Baltimore, 7 catches for 125 the first time. The next time he played Baltimore, he had 8 catches for 200 yards and a touchdown. Against Green Bay, he had 6 catches for 159 yards and a touchdown. Those were big games. That's the game that everybody was expecting in the Super Bowl.
Can I say something?
Hold on. That's playing big time football against the big time team at the big moment. This is the big stage. That's what if you talk about he got the best of Ramsey, where are those numbers at?
Are you done? Are you done?
No, I'm not done. All year, Burrow has been on his back. So you can't make an excuse for that now because they've been doing that and he's been putting up the numbers.
Okay.
I'm done.
You done? Nobody said he had a big game. Nobody said he had a big game. What we said was he got the best of him. And he did. Go back and watch the tape. Listen, Jamar Chase is open quite a bit in this game.
Bend, but don't break. Ramsey's gonna keep you out of there. Bend, but don't break.
Listen,
he got beat for 2 touchdowns. He didn't keep anybody out of anything.
He kept Chase out. No. He kept Chase out. That's what y'all talking about. He kept him out.
My question is,
hey, hold on, Jesse. How much money did Chase? How much did he cost you then? Because you was banking on a couple of touchdowns from him. I know you was.
I covered. I don't know what you're talking about. I covered. Mine was 4.5. I covered.
He covered, and that's in the group chat.
Hold on.
I got
my witness
for you. Listen, first of all, Chad's witness can't be somebody else named Jesse. That just doesn't fly. Okay, no credibility.
That's my father-in-law. That's my father-in-law.
Second of all,
don't mess up Happy Home, Jesse. Don't do that.
Here's my biggest question. Perine, Samaje Perine.
Okay.
He rushed on 3rd and 1. That play, Reggie, that drive Reggie was talking. First drive of the game for the Bengals.
Right.
Third play of the game for the Bengals, 3rd and 1. They rushed Perine. No gain. Mm-hmm. He does not have another rush until 3rd and 1 with a minute left on the clock at the 50. No gain. Guess who's in there on 4th down that Burrow almost actually got the ball to?
P-Rod.
Why?
It should have been Mixon. I totally agree.
Why?
Right. See, to me, I'm agreeing with Jesse. See, that's what I'm saying. It didn't seem like they had any sense there. It didn't seem right to me.
Yeah. Yes.
I hear what you guys are saying. I don't think we're giving all the credit we probably should be giving to the Rams defense because the Rams defense did their thing. I mean, they really did their thing.
Let's bring up stats. You want what did Mixon run for?
I don't know. I don't have any stats.
72 yards.
Let me pull up stats since everybody.
He almost averaged 5 yards a carry. If you're gonna hand the ball off, why is he not in the game?
Your best back.
Your best back.
On two 3rd and 1s. And why don't you play P-Ron one play 3 minutes into the game, and it's a Super Bowl? You don't bring him back in till the biggest play of the game, and then he stays in for the next biggest play of the game with a minute left on the clock. That doesn't make any sense to me. You're not taking anything away from the Rams defense because that doesn't mean that Cincinnati would have gotten 15 more yards. That doesn't mean they would have made the field goal. That doesn't mean they would have won it in overtime, right? But it's still that play calling is ridiculous to me.
Okay, so let me
on top of that, Joe Mixon had 131 quarterback rating in the game. So
yeah. And by the way, P. Ryan had 2 carries. Guess how many yards?
0
yards.
Those 2 plays.
Yeah. So since we want to use stats tonight, let me use some stats. Y'all are talking like the Cincinnati rushing game was just the most incredible thing since sliced bread. Let's look. The reality is, even Mixon had 15 carries for 72 yards. That's not a stellar day of running.
Oh, okay. What's the average of that?
4.8 yards a carry.
4.8 yards. Tell me any back in the league that do not want to average 4.8 yards a carry. Tell me a back that does not want to average that and say that's not a good game. We're talking about an average. So that means every time you give this guy the ball, he's almost getting 5 yards. It takes 10 yards to get a first down. 5 yards.
He's getting it at first.
Oh,
There's 60 minutes to a game. Who's gonna let you keep averaging 4.8 yards a game, Reggie?
well, so that's basically saying, well, one play he may get you 2 yards, but the next play he may get you 12. You know, I'm just throwing a number out there, but
that okay, but you and I okay. So now we're saying the same thing because I'm saying it looks like he's averaging 4.8 yards a game. But if one of those, if one of the hold on. If one of the plays that he got to 72 yards was 45 yards, he ain't averaging 4.8 yards.
I know. Hey, Lloyd, you're right, but listen to this. The second to last drive, right, with 9 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter. Mixon opens up the drive, 12 yards up the middle. Mixon runs the next play, 8 yards up the middle. 4 plays later, Mixon up the middle for 4 yards, and then it's incomplete, and they punt. And then the very next series, you bring Pirine in for your 3rd and 1. He just had 12, 8, and 4 on the last 3 plays of the last drive.
help me out, Lord. Help me out, Lord. Help me out.
That's why I said coaching, man.
Listen, I don't work for the Cincinnati Bengals.
But you're debating it, though, Lord.
What I'm saying is,
You're a journalist.
You're
a journalist.
I am. So right. So what I'm saying is, in that one series again, easy to isolate that one series and say he had 24 yards in that one series and dominated that one series. None of us are talking about, but think about what you just said. On 15 carries, 4 carries, he had 24 yards. The rest of the game, which is 11 carries, that's where he made up the other thing. So it's not like he was dominating. He was dominating in that one part.
So it's not like
Can I help you, Cam? They just said that just was taking advantage of. What's the cornerback from the Rams?
Ramsey.
He hit Ramsey one play, 70-some yards, and you said he was dogging Ramsey out. So tell me the difference.
I'll wait.
Do what?
I'll repeat that for you.
Yeah, I don't understand the question.
What he's saying is, you like Jesse just said about what Mixon did. Same thing with Chase. He had one play for 46 yards. After that, he had 43 yards. And y'all saying he dominated somebody. No.
No, I was talking about Higgins. Higgins had one. You said that Ramsey was dogged by Higgins. Higgins had one play for 70-some yards. So how can we consider that a heck of a game, but he only had one play for 70-some yards? I mean, that's what you just said about my man Mixon.
Up the middle for 13. Up the middle.
Okay, y'all really are working these stats tonight to make it fit your argument.
I'm just going by what you said, Lord.
No, you're not because Higgins had 4 receptions, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. How was that the same?
Yeah, but Lloyd, if you take that second to last drive, right?
Okay.
And those 24 yards off of Mixon's total, he still got 11 rushes for 48 yards. That's 4.4 yards per carry on the other 11, right? And we're talking about 2/3.
So y'all are saying So you're saying, because I'm still trying to understand you guys' strategy here at the end of the game. They hit Chase for what was that? 30? Was it 30 yards? I don't remember how many yards.
It was like 17. It was like 17.
So, okay, 17 yards. They hit Chase for the 17 yards. And so then from there, you feel like with the time that's left on the clock, go back to Mixon because he's got 72 yards on the day.
Let me ask you a question. Did they hand the ball off?
Yes.
I'm asking. Okay.
Yes.
They didn't hand it off to Mixon.
No, they handed it off to Pirine on 3rd and 1.
So what we're saying, they didn't even have their best running back in the game.
Right.
That's what we're saying.
Right.
Okay.
What was Pirine's second touch of the game doing with a minute left and 3rd and 1?
Listen, I can't defend that because that does sound ridiculous. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if you can say that Mixon was going to be the answer in that moment with that much time.
He may not have been.
Right.
Right. He could have got you a yard at least. He could have got you.
They weren't throwing the ball to me either. Right? But Chase would have been a better option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think this game was lost in 2 fashions. I think the way the Bengals lost. The first one is after they got the interception, if they would have went and put points on the board, a touchdown, I felt like that would have changed the whole outcome of the game. I felt like they would have probably had all the momentum in the game because they would have went up.
They were trying. They were trying.
Listen, I understand.
Okay, all right.
I'm just like they tried to go for it on fourth. I get it. I'm not sure about that. The other part is I think when they lost the game is they activated Aaron Donald. Like when they tried to jump him on the sideline after he pushed Burrow, like Aaron Donald turned up after that.
Yeah, he did.
Listen, I don't know why I'm over here defending Cincinnati because I picked the Rams from the beginning. So I don't know what.
Oh, you picked the Rams too?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good job, man.
Hey, here's the thing. Why did Cincinnati did not? I'm trying to figure out why they didn't double Kupp because he wouldn't have called. If I'm coaching the defense, he would. Somebody else would have to beat me.
But you got to go back and watch the film. They did. On that last drive, there were at least 3 or 4 times he was doubled. Stafford just put the ball in the only place. Right.
That last pass? Oh, man.
Yeah, he put the ball in the only place that it could go. I mean,
it was like triple coverage. They had the line,
I don't know what else
safety, they had the corner follow across the middle, and you saw Burrow hold it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, Stafford hold it too, right? Hold it, looked it off, and then he threw it right over the linebacker. That was
I mean, I don't know what else they could have done on Cooper Kupp because here's the reality: they made it up in their mind. Say it again, Reggie.
I would have untied his shoes. I would have did something else. You would not caught that ball over.
Yeah.
Listen, I agree with you. That was what was so shocking about the last drive because everybody in America, in the world, knew where the ball was going,
Exactly.
and Cincinnati had no answer.
doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Do that one pass, which they called a personal foul on Cincinnati, and a holding on the Rams. I mean, a holding on Cincinnati and a personal foul on the opposite. Do y'all agree with those calls? Both of those calls?
I do.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with those calls. They were both right.
Right.
And so the fact that they offset, that was fine. To me, that was the best part of the Super Bowl because no call in this game affected the outcome. Not one.
Well, one did.
Which one?
The holding on the linebacker. Towards the end of the game, that last drive.
Yeah, I think
The reason why I say this.
It was holding.
Tell you why I say this.
Yeah.
They haven't been calling that way. They've been letting them play the whole game. I'm not saying it wasn't a hold. I'm not saying it.
Right.
But that type of hold, to me as a referee, you dictate the type of game is going to happen. Is going to be played. Are you going to let them play, or are you not going to let them play? So, and that dictates how the DBs and the linebackers going to play. So, to me, I'm not saying it was a bad call, but it was one of those.
Yeah, I agree with Reggie.
And I don't disagree with what you're saying in totality, that the referees set a standard for the game, whatever. I don't ever want a game to come down to an obvious situation that doesn't get called.
You're right.
And I think that's why I appreciate it that they called. I was like, okay, while I get it, but that's the right call.
Can I clear up one stat? Just one. Yeah. Somebody, I'm not going to say who, somebody called me immediately after the show last week and said, "Are you serious? Who are you really picking in the Super Bowl?" I don't know if that person wants to speak up now or not. But if they want to give my response to that question, no, okay.
He said the Rams.
But I'm rooting for the Bengals.
It was after I explained some stuff. I had to explain some stuff. I was like, man, you realize Aaron Donald turned up, and these boys give a sack up every other play, man. You sure? He's man,
overall, did y'all like the game?
Loved it. The entire way. The best ever.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't a blowout, it made it entertaining, and
it was all about.
Maybe if Cooper Kupp had maybe it was another free safety over top of Cooper Kupp. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
if the Bengals were able to play with 13 players,
I know another safety they can get.
Hey, if the Bengals wouldn't have played with a cornerback from the Giants, it would have been a better game.
Hold on, whoa! Wait a minute. First of all, we had nothing to do with Eli Apple. We've been delivered.
I didn't call any names. Did I say any names? Did I?
No.
Well, I'm saying names.
Hey,
We didn't have nothing to do with that. Don't be blaming us for that foolishness.
hey, listen, the whole Rams
His name is
organization,
Eli Toast.
Lloyd, the whole organization gets credit for that Super Bowl win, though, right? Because how they drafted, right? Who they traded for, who they went out and picked up in the middle of the season, right? Who they found coaching on a high school sideline,
Right.
right? They got OBJ, they got
Von Miller.
like they made moves. Other teams made moves too. They weren't the right ones,
Right,
right?
right.
Tampa Bay got Richard Sherman. That wasn't the right move, right? So, like that whole organization, top to bottom, the coaching, the way they adjusted in the middle of the game, right? Getting Aaron Donald free and getting Von Miller to start breaking stuff up. They brought in Von Miller in the middle of the year. Like that whole organization, top to bottom, won that Super
They did
Bowl.
their thing. They did their thing.
They all get
It's
credit.
funny. For some reason, teams in LA just spend money.
Hey, Dallas, that's how you run an organization. That's how you run an organization, top to bottom.
You just spend money, I guess.
Here's the funny thing about it is I have family in Detroit and they actually believe that's part of their Super Bowl. And I'm like, no.
You gotta let them have it. Reggie, you gotta let them have it. You gotta let them have it, Reggie, because that might be it. That might be it forever. Listen, we as we go to question 2, we got the perfect person to come in here and tell us who the way too early champion gonna be, because he may end up on one of those teams as a high contributor on that team. The great John Alexander is joining us tonight. Glad to have him here on the show. What's going on, fam?
What's the word?
Nephew.
Good to have you, man.
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
Listen, man, we you can help us pick this. Now, listen, you got to face all these teams. So be careful tonight. Don't folk got short memories, but we're about to start talking about like the divisions and who we think is going to take it to the championship next year.
Hey, John, let me just one word of caution before we get started from your counsel here. You better just name all 32 teams. Okay. If you piss somebody off because of tonight's show and they don't draft you,
that's petty. You think the NFL would be that petty?
He needs the politically correct answer.
Well, go ahead and name the Cowboys that they ain't then, so they won't be.
Go ahead and name the politically correct answer.
We won't pick. Go ahead, John.
I plead the fifth.
There you go.
There you go.
That's the best answer.
You have learned well, young grasshopper.
That's the best
You have
answer.
learned.
no,
well,
that's the second best answer. The first best answer is whoever drafts me.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Well, listen, there's a lot of teams that need you. That's for doggone sure.
Don't start this East Run. Please don't start this. I don't hear nothing about the Giants, man.
And man, you be quiet, okay? You concentrate on getting your new quarterback. I'm trying to get my team squared away for next year.
My bad. Why? Hey, Lord, you already got your quarterback, so
I don't have a quarterback.
I understand, Lord.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I understand why you feel that we need to get one because you got your own. I understand.
Listen, we got a trade in the works right now to Indianapolis. Daniel Jones for a Cadillac Escalade 2023.
Hey, you know what?
And that is going to happen.
Hold up.
Hey,
But here's the
coach,
crazy thing about it. Cam, we'll take Daniel and win a Super Bowl.
By all means.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about your organization.
Now don't do no RPOs because you can't run over 75 yards.
Ew.
But,
I can say these things, John. You can't.
But for real, Daniel Jones is gonna be your quarterback next year.
Stop it. No, he's not.
Mitchell Trubisky.
No, guys. No, it's not gonna happen.
See, that's what they want to happen, Cam.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I don't like the Giants. Listen, I don't like the Giants, but they sitting there with 2 top 10 picks.
I think
They
the
Maybe
Rams.
they can get whatever quarterback they want.
They're gonna be
Whatever
O-line
quarterback
and
we
running.
want.
No, the problem with the Giants though is that they've got so many holes, right? and it starts on both lines. Those 2 picks are going to fill needs. The problem is their biggest need is on the offensive line. The best 2 offensive line players are going to be gone before the Giants pick their first player. They're going to have to go best player, which is going to be defensive line. And then their second pick, they're going to get the 3rd or 4th best offensive tackle, right, in the draft. So,
I want to be very clear to everybody on this panel. We will not be picking in the first round. This is not a problem. This is somebody else's problem. This ain't our problem.
Absolutely.
Those 2 picks will be a quarterback. If you believe anything that they saying out of that building right now about, oh, we're going to work with Daniel Jones and he's going to be – no.
That's the right thing to say.
That's, of course you're supposed to say
bring a
that.
quarterback into your situation right now and think you're going to be successful.
I'm with Jesse on this one. I am 100% with Jesse. You're not going to pick a – I'm telling you, Daniel Jones is going to be a quarterback. I hate to tell you that, but Daniel Jones is going to be a quarterback.
Okay, and Carson Wentz is going to be yours.
Okay.
God, blasphemy. We're going to release him before March.
Hold up. Our GM has came out and said he won't be our quarterback. Your GM said,
I ain't heard him say that or defend it.
He has.
What did he say? What were the exact words?
And that is $15 million of dead cap money.
What is the exact words that he used?
They're looking for a trade. They're looking for a trade.
What's the question?
Hey, because I'm looking on ESPN right now. I don't see that on the ticker, and I don't see that in the NFL line. I don't see any wording that says Daniel Jones or Carson Wentz will not be the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts next year. So it looks like we're in the same situation.
Hey,
Lloyd, what's the question though? Because if we still talking about the Giants, we ain't answering the question.
Right.
First of all, Jesse, I don't like your general tone.
But look up, hey,
I'm sorry, sir. I'll take a little off.
You know what I'm saying? Take a little off, Jesse. We know where we are.
Look up the Giants. I bet you they're saying Daniel Jones is the quarterback for the future.
Of course, what else are they supposed to say? Reggie, hold on, Reggie. You know what? Go back while you looking things up, Cam. Go back and look up 2 weeks ago when the Nets said there is absolutely no way James Harden is going to be traded.
Relax, chill.
But we're talking about the Giants.
No, we're talking about lying. That's what we're talking about. People lie in the media all the time. They lie. GMs lie. Coaches lie. Players lie.
This is emotional for you. But
it is emotional, so you just back up, Reggie Love. It's very emotional. I can't take it no more.
Hey, Lloyd, if
I got my blood pressure.
Am I out of timeout?
No, you out of timeout. Go ahead, brother. Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? That was the question. Jesus.
I think it's too early to tell.
It's very too early to tell.
And here's why: because you've got some major teams out there that still have some major questions, right? Green Bay, is Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams going to be back, right? Does Aaron Rodgers go to Denver, right? What do the Colts do at their quarterback situation? What does Godwin end up doing? And does Brady come back? Who does Tampa get for quarterback? Like, there are some major players that are in that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth best team. You know, are the Titans going to keep Tannehill? Like, I think there's a lot of questions to the answer before you pick somebody. But as we're currently constituted, if everything stays the same, I think it's got to be you got to start with Green Bay and Kansas City as your favorites.
If everything stays the same, if everything stays the same, you don't you have to say Kansas City out of the AFC?
I got 2 different picks for this next year preliminary.
All right, go ahead. Let's start with you then, because you seem like you are.
I'm gonna start in the NFC.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the Rams blueprint. And I'm gonna take what me and Chad were trying to tell you guys. If they go get Deshaun Watson, they're gonna get a quarterback that they need. I'm gonna pick San Francisco because I feel like they are just a quarterback away. I feel like they're that close.
But that's not everything staying the same though. Because you don't know where Watson's going to go. You don't know if Sean McVay is going to retire. You don't know if Aaron Donald's going to come back.
No. When I say the blueprint, I'm saying as far as San Francisco going to get if San Francisco had Deshaun Watson this year, they would have beat the Rams.
Well, if Tampa Bay gets Deshaun Watson, I'll pick them.
Okay, well, you asked me who I got. I'm telling you.
Y'all gonna say let's take
I can't say the same.
Let's take stand the same off the table. Just whatever your scenario is. If you want to keep it the same, you want to make it adjustment.
Jesse saying that, but you just said Green Bay. We don't know.
No, you're fine. So you're saying San Francisco is your NFC. Who's your AFC?
I'm saying in the AFC, I'm saying that the team that last year didn't even make the playoffs, that was struck by injuries. They had to play with a bunch of third streamers who found out that some of these third streamers may be close to starters on the team, which means they'll be great backups. So I'm going to go with Baltimore next year.
San Francisco, Baltimore.
By the way, if
not a bad. It's not bad.
Chill this, Jesse. If Mahomes turns ACL up, there's no way Kansas City go.
Oh, I'm going back in timeout.
I can just go by what they have.
I don't know if I don't dislike that. San Francisco, if they can solve the quarterback issue, that's interesting. That's actually very interesting. Chad, which way you going?
No, I'm in the same car with Cam on that San Francisco thing.
Okay.
Because if they do make that move and can do that move, it could definitely drastically change, the offensive side of the ball. On the AFC side, I think that Kansas City, they're gonna definitely need to retool and try to figure that out because they got too many weapons over there to be to not figure it out. So I think they'll figure it out.
What does Kansas City need to figure out though? I don't understand what they need to figure out.
They may not even have the enemy.
Defense.
Yeah, defense. I mean, they have the offense firepower, but they need to be able to stop somebody.
You gotta stop somebody. Okay.
Defense.
All right.
You can pass on Kansas City. I'm just saying.
And the only other thing to talk, the Bengals were in the Super Bowl, right? And the Bengals do have $50 million with a cap space.
They have a lot of teams.
Their only major free agent is Bates, right? Their safety. They cleared up the opportunity to place the franchise tag at him at $13 million. That still gives them $37 million to improve that team for next year.
The offensive line.
So are you going Bengals? Is that what I'm hearing?
If they put $37 million in that offensive line.
So where are you going NFC?
It
depends on what Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers does. That's exactly what it.
So put Aaron Rodgers wherever you want to put him, and is that your team?
So if Aaron Rodgers goes to San Francisco, never mind.
If Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams stay in Green Bay, that's my team.
That's your team. Okay. So is that where you go? Listen, on the way too early prediction, we're not going to lock you in. This is just, we having some fun.
I can say the same thing. I would run it back with the same pick I had too. I would pick Green Bay too. If
Aaron Rodgers stays.
Yeah, because that means Devontae stays, and that means that Aaron Rodgers has forced them to get another receiver too. That's what he will do. Yeah.
Well, they said that now they have come out and said they were ready. They backing the brake trucks up to spend as much as they
I'm sure they are
as they need to spend. So, okay, Reggie, where you going with it?
Hey Jesse, do me a favor. Hit the unlock button on your car. Just unlock button, because what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna get up and I'm just gonna jump in this car with.
Yes. You're going the wrong way. You're in John's car. You gotta go the other way for. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So wherever.
Wow.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in the car with Jesse. I'm both squads. I'm in.
We unlocked.
There you go. Okay.
So I'm in total agreement with Jesse. If the way Cincinnati played and they have that much cap, and I was spending first, second, third, fourth, fifth round on the offensive line, and I may give me a couple of DBs. Other than that, let's ride with Cincinnati. And if Aaron stays, I'm going with the Green Bay.
Green Bay. All right. Well, let me not deceive myself because I don't want to do that. No, I'm just saying.
Because if you get Russell Wilson,
we still got to go spend some money, a lot of money, to do the same thing Cincinnati got to do.
You didn't hear that rumor about Russell Wilson going to Indy?
Oh, I've heard a rumor about Russell Wilson going everywhere. No, real talk. I've heard him say. I've heard Indy. I've heard us. I've heard the 49ers, which would be weird that they would trade him into the division. Or that's crazy to me, but whatever.
Well, we seen it before this week.
Right, we've seen it. I mean, it happens, but I think that'd be crazy. I've even heard, as crazy as this is going to sound, I've heard Russell Wilson to Cleveland.
Sierra going to be pissed.
Sierra would probably divorce him at that point.
And keep your eye on Kyler Murray, too.
And I was gonna say, and and we about to get into that here in just a minute, because that ain't that. Listen, it's one thing to have a private argument with your spouse and nobody ever knows about it. It's another thing for you to change all of your social media to show that you don't have a spouse.
Change your phone number.
Right, you done change your phone number. You done change your status. Y'all ain't even married no more. It's like
it's 80% of Kevin Durant's social media account.
I was gonna say you done changed it to it's complicated. Like what? You know what too far? So I don't know what that's going to be. There's a lot of moving pieces. If I had to pick today, though, I will say this: the Aaron Rodgers thing is as intriguing to me. The rumor though is not him going to the NFC. The rumor is that he's going to the AFC to Denver.
Yeah.
So if Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver, man, I might have to ride with Denver.
Oh.
They got all the pieces.
Yeah.
They are a quarterback away. So
What if he went to Indy?
huh?
What if he went to Indy?
Well, of course, if he listen, Aaron Rodgers anywhere outside of Green Bay is puts that team.
What if he goes to Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
Or what if he goes to Tennessee? What if he goes to Tennessee? Like, yeah, that Aaron Rodgers would change any one of those French.
He's gonna change any franchise he goes to and make it better. It's just
So Aaron Rodgers is LeBron James right now.
With or without
for
Westbrook?
those teams, yeah, for those teams.
Without Westbrook for sure. It's an interesting situation. If I have to go way too early today, I think I'm going to still ride with Kansas City, just because I think they're closer to where they want to be than anybody else right now.
Man, defense.
You think they're closer than Buffalo?
I think so. Well, they beat Buffalo.
I do. I think they're closer to Buffalo.
I mean, they beat Buffalo, and they don't even have a good defense, and they beat Buffalo.
Facts.
So if they can tighten up the defense, it's then
I told y'all Buffalo may be in trouble because listen, Belichick is only gonna get better. He's gonna fix that offense, and they may have lost the opportunity right now. It's hard to get back there.
That window, man, is short. And my NFC, wow, with Tom Brady being gone,
Maybe,
Want to ride in the car with me? No.
maybe.
what did you say? Deshaun Watson to San Francisco? They giving up on trade.
But
No,
no,
he's gonna get
They're
Oh,
not giving up
oh,
on trade.
we said if everything stays the same. We didn't say.
No.
Well, I said both.
You can make your own scenario.
Yeah, you make your own.
Oh,
scenario.
well.
Yeah.
It's the case. Well, I could have said it.
You the one jumped in. You the one jumped in this car so fast. We was trying to stop you. That San Francisco thing does sound intriguing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because Deshaun Watson in San Francisco, that's with all due respect to him, and I mean all due respect, that's the Colin Kaepernick upgrade. And I'm strictly talking player, not person. But right, because character-wise, I'm not sure what Deshaun is, but player-wise.
Well, you know you like massages.
Oh, I was trying to avoid that.
I don't think Watson plays next year. To be honest with you,
Huh?
I don't
You don't think what?
I think Watson will get suspended by the NFL once all this stuff gets sorted out.
Oof.
I think he only gets suspended if he's convicted of a crime. Right now, he ain't been convicted of a crime.
No.
Lord.
You can get suspended without getting convicted.
But not for all of next year. Listen, they're not going to suspend him next year if he ain't been convicted of a crime.
Probably 4 to 6 games or something like that. Maybe
Name the player that's been suspended for a year that didn't commit a crime.
Oh, what's the running back for Baltimore? He didn't commit
Ray Rice.
He
They
punched
didn't
the
charge
woman. He punched the
But
woman
they
in
didn't
the
charge
face.
him.
Did he
They
get
didn't charge
convicted?
him.
Did he go to jail?
Did he go to jail? Did he get convicted?
Well, y'all saw
He still committed a crime.
But how did he commit a crime if he didn't get convicted?
Huh? Just because you don't get convicted don't mean
I'm not saying
he didn't get convicted. Hold on. He didn't get convicted because she didn't press charges, not because he didn't do it.
Hey, did Josh Gordon get convicted?
He's missed seasons.
Yeah.
He's missed seasons, multiple seasons.
I was gonna say,
That ain't a crime.
He's missed multiple seasons.
yeah, he did a crime against the
If you
NFL.
damage the brand or the image of the NFL,
No question,
you are
no
going to
question
get
about that.
suspended.
And that's what
Listen, I'm not saying he's not gonna get suspended. I'm saying I don't know about a year.
Well,
That's
didn't
a
he
lot.
just miss a year or two?
He did miss a whole year. It might be time served.
That's gonna mean a lot. Watch.
Well,
Might
wasn't
be
that
time
the Texans-
served.
Wasn't that the Texans' choice? That wasn't the NFL choice.
I thought it was both of their choice.
I
Actually.
think it was everybody. I think it was Watson's
both
choice.
ways.
And yeah.
No, because I don't. If you get suspended, you get without pay. He got paid, right?
He got paid.
That was both of their choices.
That's ugly. That Deshaun Watson thing is ugly. But I take him right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, they saying Minnesota. They saying Minnesota and Tampa Bay are the ones.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Well, I don't know. I'll ride with the San Francisco for now, but I don't love it. But I'm not, I don't have to commit all the way. But that does bring us to this. Will they play next year is the question. And we didn't add this, Chad, but I want to add that question in because we're right here.
Wait, did Chad give his answer?
Yeah, he got in the car with you.
He got in the car with you.
Oh, he didn't say the Cowboys?
He paid for the gas for you.
No, I'm being realistic this year, Cam.
Oh, wow. This year, I like that, Chad. Good.
Hey,
Deliverance
Reggie,
is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
So
you riding nice.
I like that.
so question.
Hey, I got heated seats.
Oh my God, y'all can say. So, question to everybody: Deshaun Watson, is he playing? Is he playing next year?
Yes.
Yeah, in Kansas City.
Throw a couple mil at your situation and go play ball.
Well, he's doing that now.
Yeah. So,
Yes, he's playing.
Yes.
Okay, all right. What about OBJ? Is he playing next year?
No.
In Kansas City.
Why is everybody going to Kansas City?
I thought you said OBJ the first one. OBJ's going to Kansas City.
I think OBJ can't go anywhere but the Rams.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on if he can be like Adrian Peterson, because that's the fastest man I ever known to get over ACL.
Nobody can be like
And while I agree with you on that regard, who's going to pay him what he wants without actually seeing that he can do it? And the answer is nobody.
Yeah,
So-
a pay cut.
Except for the Rams. The Rams will give him a courtesy check to say thank you for coming to help us win the Super Bowl.
Excuse me,
They
it's
got
one other
Robert
team
Woods
would do it.
coming
One
back
other
down
team would do
against
it
the cap.
because one other team would do it because they're known for it. Dallas
Who?
Cowboys.
The
You know,
Cowboys.
they're known for being.
And the Cowboys are screwed at wide receiver, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Could be because Amari could be leaving.
Gallup could be leaving.
Gallup could be leaving.
By the way, I want Gallup.
Who don't want Gallup?
I'm just saying. We need him.
Everybody want Gallup.
We got a lot of money to spend, too. But I want him.
I'd rather have. I don't know. I'd rather have Amari.
I wouldn't mind having Amari either. I'm like,
it's
take
going
those.
to cost a lot.
Well, yeah, because he's more of a possession receiver. We need.
Yeah.
We need both. Russell Wilson is going to need somebody to throw to.
You got Galladay over there.
Russell Wilson is going to need somebody to throw to.
Galladay had a great year before he came to y'all.
I don't think OBJ. I don't think OBJ plays next year because I think a second ACL tear, puts you out for the year.
I think they're gonna be like Kawhi Leonard and pay you, but you're gonna sit out. And
He can't come back and play shaky football. This is his last contract. This is it.
Only reason why he can play half the year if he's has he already had the surgery?
No.
No.
Okay. And yeah,
It's a good year though. ACL is about a good year.
It is about a year, but
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, but it's only one Adrian Peterson though.
I was gonna say we're gonna see it once in the history of time.
Yeah, I don't expect him to play. You know, he's not an agent or TO. He's not them type of
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's got to sit. Matter of fact, I think he's got to do it because he's got to give that ACL as much possible time as he can to heal, so that when he comes back on the field, he can be a semblance of what he was. He won't be what he was. I just don't know if he can come back from the same injury on the same leg twice. But give it as much time. Give it a year and a half.
How old is OBJ?
He's young. I mean,
probably late 20s. Probably.
I would think he's pretty young.
He's not 30, 31?
Is he that old? No, he's not that old, is he?
I'd say like 28, 29 maybe.
Hold on, let me see if I can find him here. 29.
Yeah.
So essentially he would be 30 coming back. Who wants to pay a 30-year-old wide receiver $100 million?
The thing is with ACLs is the cutting. If he was an offensive lineman or something like that, I can say. But when you're a receiver, you got to cut. You got to run your route. So,
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough.
Wow, Brad, take some off, bro.
Hey,
Like,
on a side note with OBJ, what does his performance in St. Louis tell you about Baker Mayfield?
Uh-oh.
You may be right.
And what?
in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had that
I
conversation.
don't like
before.
having this conversation in front of Cam.
You can have that conversation with me.
We had it before.
Well, Cleveland. You asked who will be back. Will he be back in Cleveland?
That's a great question. Baker.
Baker. Question. I
He'll
didn't.
be in New York.
They got stop that. Stop putting all y'all janky players in our squad.
He might have but he might have the same winning percentage.
He might be the backup for Dak.
That's fine.
He may get started over that. He ain't the healthiest thing in the world.
You know, Jerry like guys who can bring in money, and he got them insurance commercials locked down.
Jerry likes white quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest, Jesse.
I'll say
Say it with your chest.
I can't refute that.
Will Tony Pollard be back?
That's easy to say when you
Oh,
had Anthony Wright and Quincy Carter and Dak Prescott and Randall Cunningham. What you talking, Jesse?
Yeah, he's willing to take some risk at the end of their careers.
So you take Tony Pollard too, Lord?
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, we take Tony Pollard. Goodness gracious.
Somebody's got to pay him.
Nah, we locking him in the room like they did Blake Griffin. No.
There ain't no way in the world you can pay him. You can't pay two running backs like that. There's no way.
Yeah. Okay. We said OBJ, Aaron Donald, no retirement.
No.
If they throw the bag at him, no.
I don't care what they throw him. He ain't retiring.
Let me just tell y'all something. They had the parade today, and Aaron Donald went through the parade with his shirt off.
With that big old chain.
I'm just listen.
What
I ain't no punk.
Drinks.
I ain't no soft cupcake part of it, but that's a big man. Golly, I was like, I see you now, sir. Jesus, like you're like a WWE wrestler.
yeah, Lord. Hey, Lord.
Yeah.
After I saw that, I said, oh.
I was like, oh.
That's why they triple team him.
Right. I was like, I got it now. I didn't get it at first. I thought you was one of them big sloppy linemen. You're not that. You're a real one. Goodness gracious. Go ahead, Judge.
Oh, that's her. Aaron Donald, 3 years, $55 million left on his contract. Absolutely none of it is guaranteed. Next year, he gets $9.25 million with a $5 million roster bonus. TJ Watt, that's $14 million. TJ Watt's making 28. Aaron Donald said he ain't coming back without a 15% kicker over the highest defensive player in the league.
He'll get it.
Yeah,
He'll get it.
But if he gets it, then he comes back. I'll say
he'll get it.
For $14 million.
Where is he playing that again?
What?
Where is he playing that again?
LA.
Yeah. Yeah. If the only sticking point is paying him his money for a job that he does better than anybody possibly in the history of the game, he'll get his money. Yeah, he'll get his money. Yeah.
Aaron Donald will get his money. LeBron will get his money. Mookie Betts will get his money. Kershaw will get his money.
Yeah, you pay greatness. You got to pay greatness.
Tom Brady never got his money.
He never played in LA.
Oh.
Yeah, that was his fault. What about Aaron Rodgers? Is he playing?
Yeah, of course he's playing.
So all the retirement rumors are just lies?
You can't retire if you won MVP.
I mean, you can.
He ain't retiring.
He'll
Everybody
play.
know that. Everybody knows he's playing.
What about this one? Kyler Murray.
Well, he showed look good in the horseshoe.
He got two contracts he can leverage. He ain't got to play football.
I know he first round draft pick in baseball.
I mean, they waiting on him right now. They got a jersey sitting in a closet right now, waiting for him to show up.
Hey, John, can I ask John a question?
Absolutely.
John, what does it do to a locker room when you got somebody on the team that may have some of those sensitivity issues that are being discussed now with Kyler Murray, right? You got a young head coach, right? and now you got Kyler Murray, and they're saying all the way back to college, right? Where he throws these tantrums and he can't keep his head on straight. And like, what does that do to a locker room when you got somebody like that who's supposed to be a leader of your team?
I think it throws it off just because, like, it's just so many people that look up to him. So, like, it'd be different if it was, like, feel me, even, like, just a regular cornerback like Byron Murphy. You know, like, that, because you can replace that so easy. You have a dude that's constantly making plays and, like, got the spotlight on him, stuff like that, then they expect you to act a certain way. You know, like, that. It's so crazy because we were just talking about that, like, up there at the facility. We was like, man, it's so crazy because we be having, like, interview skills, stuff like that. But throughout the interview skills, we don't talk about football at all. So we talk about, like, we go around the room, like, what do you like to do? And we got guys up here like Alec Bryant. He played at Cincinnati. John Ford, he went to Miami. We got guys up here that's legit first round, second round dudes, like, no question. Like, these guys can slip up whatever they want. They still going first, second round. But it's just crazy because when we talk to them and she asks them what they like to do, they like, oh, I like to go golfing, or I like to go fishing, or I like to walk with my family. And she asked me, like, John, what's just something that you learned since you've been here? And I was like, it's just amazing to see that, you know, it's just so many dudes that's so good at football, but, you know, we don't even bring up football at all. You know, we're just talking about everything else. But what it does at the same time is just like, you know, when you so good at football, the whole world expects you to just be all about football. They don't expect you to have no life outside of football. So that's the only bad part about it. Like when Kyler Murray do slip up and do whatever he does, people forget that he's just a regular human too, because he's just so good at football. So they think that he's just a football player. They don't even like, you know, they don't even take into account that he has a life outside of football. But that's the only time that it throws it off, because like when you so good at football and people see you as this god of football, then, you know, anything else that you do is a distraction other than football.
See, that's
John, you can't answer this question. So do y'all believe the rumors?
Yes.
Really?
I do too.
There's way too much smoke. There's way too much smoke for you not to think there's
What is the
foul.
rumor?
He's a diva. He's not really about the game. He's selfish. He's throwing temper tantrums. That's the stuff that's being said.
Well,
Hey, John,
I can see that.
That rumor came to OU that left A&M.
Yeah.
That's why I think, yeah.
Let's follow them.
Yeah,
Hey, John, I got a follow-up question for you.
Oh,
So-
Christina, take some off.
Oh, Christina. Indy will kiss his ass.
So, John, you playing on the defensive end.
Oh, my
Now, do
goodness.
you still follow the quarterback's leadership even though you're on defense?
Oh yeah, 200%. Just because the quarterback's leadership is followed by the head coach, so it don't matter like who, you know what I mean. It don't matter like who leads on the defensive side. Like just like Aaron Donald, it's crazy because that's what we were talking about today. Like that's how we got into that discussion, because we were talking about Aaron Donald, and we got dudes that played in the Rose Bowl. He went to Ohio State, and he was just saying like he just brought it up out of nowhere. He was like, man, this is so crazy. The whole time I was in LA during the Rose Bowl, I seen Matthew Stafford. Odell just got there. I seen Odell posters. I seen Cooper Kupp posters. He said Robert Woods isn't playing. I seen Cooper Kupp. He said, but not one time did I see Aaron Donald. And I was like, man, that's because nobody cared about defense. And I was telling him about like Aaron Donald, the best defensive player to ever live. And I was like, it don't matter how you want to put it. Like they're comparing this dude's stats to defensive end stats, and this dude getting blocked by 3 dudes. He getting blocked by 3 dudes every play. Like I went to the Tampa Bay versus the Rams game, and that just set it off for me because, you know, I just seen like how good he was, and I was like, yeah, this is the best dude ever. But I was telling him, it don't matter how good you is, you know, you still got to fight for those, you know, marketing deals or anything like that when you're on the defensive side.
Oh yeah.
It don't matter if you're a captain or not, because it's just so much respect for the offense. So I mean, I understand where y'all coming from. I understand where the media coming from with the diva stuff, but at the same time, it's just all about perception. Like they just should be a certain way, but you know, that's just how it is.
Is Kyler Murray any more of a diva than Aaron Rodgers?
Nah, not at all. It just perceived a
Oh,
different.
John, you can't answer that question. You just
My fault.
You gonna be playing, boy.
that might be one of them might be your quarterback.
Oh yeah, Tim John in Denver. I'm buying season 2. But no, the funny thing is though is that I think this kind of an issue it's different than Deshaun Watson's issues.
Right.
It's different than Jameis Winston's issues, right? Like
in many ways, it's harder, Jesse.
It's hard. It's worse.
harder this year.
Yeah, because it impacts your life. Like when you've got that quarterback and that leader, and he's acting like a child, and the rest of these guys are walking around being like, "You're supposed to be picking us up. You're supposed to be taking us to the next level." Like the best players on those teams are the ones that are impacting the other players around them, right? And making
like
them
Kyrie.
What's that?
Kyrie.
He is very much like Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just.
Oh, you think he's like Kyrie? Wow, that's an interesting comparison. Y'all think Kyler's like Kyrie?
I think so, man. I think so.
Wow.
I think so. It's centered around him.
Reggie, Chad, why didn't we see that at Allen? Because he was already
he was winning. He was winning games.
First of all, let's be honest. Allen High School, Allen is just as big as McKinney, Frisco, all the other surrounding areas. And all the surrounding areas have 3-4 high schools. Frisco may have 5-6 high schools. Allen has one high school.
Yes.
And the best of the best goes to that one high school, and they're winning.
Exactly.
So
winning cures all.
Yeah, and winning cures all. And if you're that good, we talk about AAU basketball all the time. How these different teams and these different programs cater to the kids that are super athletic and super good at this time. So no matter how they act or if they're mature or not, they're going to cater to them because what? They're winning. They're getting the limelight on them. But when you get to a certain level in sports, it all comes out because everybody is winning. Everybody's good in the NFL. Everybody's good in the NBA. So that you can only get so far with that type of attitude.
Okay. I know Reggie's got to get out of here, so I want to jump over into the next question. Reggie, you good?
Yeah.
And with all
okay, good. We're good. Go ahead.
With all that being said, please come in.
We'll take him in a heartbeat.
I mean,
heartbeat.
To be honest with you, Cam, our quarterback is like that. It's just not as publicized.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has a mental. He's not the leader that we want. Let's be honest.
So here's the old saying right here: winning cures all, and losing reveals all.
Thanks.
And I think that's what we're seeing.
But this is coming out with Kyler Murray, and all he's done is won through his whole career.
Correct.
I think this may almost be a situation where it's worse on a good team, right? If he was doing this in Cincinnati 10 years ago, like Ocho Cinco, right? Like, who cares, right? But because
nobody's going to out
you. Where you got players like Larry Fitzgerald, you got J.J. Watt, right? You got a winning culture, right? And one of the best records in the NFL, and you go out in the first round, and then these stories start coming out. They wanted OU. So, I don't know that winning is going to cure this because I think it's something that's deeper in the locker room that affects everybody around.
I don't disagree with any of that. In fact, here's the real issue that we haven't really discussed yet. This is his 5th year, which means this is the money to pay. This is the year to pay. So if they ever wanted to lower the value of a player to get him to get in line, get some act right, this is the way to do it. Yeah. This is the way to do it. If this wasn't true, or if Arizona was sold on him being their guy, they would have already put out the story to say he's our guy. This is not true. This is being blown completely out of proportion.
And Cliff Kingsbury is the biggest players coach that there is out there.
Exactly.
Right? And if he's not screaming from the mountaintop that this is lies and that Kyler runs that locker room and he's the leader everybody wanted him to be, and we're going to follow him on the next Million Man March, and J.J. Watt's not standing out there holding signs saying, leave my man alone. He's the greatest, greatest teammate you've ever seen in the world. That's not happening.
Yeah. And there's a reason why. So follow the money. Follow the money and you'll be surprised. Yes, sir.
Oh, just so you know, we got money.
You got to change shirts when you do that. But don't change it now because we're at question number 4. And this one pains me. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one pains me. Now I'm gonna stand in solidarity with my brother up there, but I don't want to. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What?
This hurts, man.
Take your hat off if you don't want to. Then
Listen. I feel how I feel. Now, John, you don't play in the NBA. You can jump right into this conversation. Who won the trade deadline and who lost it?
I mean,
No, you talking about
What does that number mean, Jesse?
Brooklyn.
I'll get to it.
Well, we're here, Jesse. Let's get to it.
I'll get to it.
We're here now. What you waiting on?
Give him the screen. Maybe he's waiting for the screen.
Do you need a solo?
Maybe he's waiting for the screen, Lord.
Y'all gonna jump down my.
Hey, Derek White is plus 63 after its first 3 games with the Celtics.
Oh, so y'all won.
I didn't say that. I was just saying Derek White's plus 63. Plus 63 in 3 games. That's all.
I'll say this. When you beat a team by 40, that's supposed to be the first, second, or third best team in the conference.
Yeah, 48.
Hey, y'all see what I'm doing? I'm giving y'all the eye emojis in real time.
Forget the 40. That's three games in a row, winning by 30 points or more.
I think the Nets won the trade deadline.
I do too. I'm in the car with Jesse right now.
And I think it's not just short term, it's long term. Because let's be honest, the Nets might have played themselves out of this season. If Simmons isn't going to play till the middle of March, how many more games could they potentially lose? Right? They're already out of the playoff race from a standings perspective. If they lose, 6, 7, they go 500 until the 15th, like that may be too far to come back. And then you got to talk about they get 8 games to gel together as a team before they get into the playoffs. And let's say they play Toronto in the first round.
But it's even worse than that, Jess.
Toronto, you're not vaccinated. You can't play in Toronto either. So
I was just going to say, it's even worse than that because you got Simmons that won't get back to the middle of March. We don't know when KD is going to be back. And how many, was it 20 games left, 30 games left after the All-Star break?
25.
25. And Kyrie's going to play in how many of those?
10.
I mean, so there's really no time to pull it. There's no time to pull it together. There's none. And do you really want to push KD that hard just to get to the play-in game?
No, but all those picks and Ben Simmons and that defense, they go into next year.
It does.
The Nets won that trade to me.
And Steph Curry.
And if the Sixers don't win an NBA championship in the next 2 years, Derek Morey might not have a job.
I mean, I don't see him winning it this year. Here's why I say that. And I know people are going to be – because I just don't feel like James Harden's conditioning in the playoffs is the best at times. Is he gonna commit to being that top? Because let's be honest with you, injury, has he put that hamstring? What in the last 3 or 4 years has he been anywhere since then? Since he's been having that hamstring issues, has he been?
He had a good playoff run.
Well.
How long has he realistically been having the hamstring issues? Is it just last year?
No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago is when he decided he wanted to go to the 76ers. That's when his hamstring started acting up.
Right.
I would say he might be completely healed now.
Then now the Philly has depleted their bench some too, because I think Seth and Drummond was a big part of that of the bench.
That's what I'm saying.
And 3 is, let's be honest. What's the big Embiid? He gets hurt a lot as well too. So the main thing with this Philly thing, can they stay healthy and can they have the conditioning in the playoffs?
Can you put that last comment back up?
Sure. Why are we putting it back up though?
Because that's sad. I mean, only 16 games.
So to be honest with you, I don't think Philly's gonna come out the East. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I think they are.
Okay, let me go back to something you just said. You said that both of y'all said that comment is sad. What's sad about it? What's surprising about it? In what world has Kyrie? In what world has Kyrie Irving not destroyed a team?
2018 Cleveland Cavaliers.
And that's the last time.
Well, can I say
he won the title?
This is not the first time that a high-profile player, there's been a lot of high-profile players have talked about Durant too.
I think both of them are hard to play with, Durant and Harden. They're just hard to play with.
It's like Durant always got a chip on his shoulder. He always got to prove something when you're not. You're like one of the best in the world. You ain't got nothing to prove. Like you are. But it's like it's always like I don't know.
He's got to
Man.
prove it to himself. He doesn't have to prove it to us. He got to prove it to himself.
But his basketball is not the problem. It never has been. His problem is his ego.
52 Twitter accounts and all that.
Kyrie's the problem in Brooklyn. You put any other of the top 20 point guards in the NBA on that team with Harden and KD.
Well, Westbrook?
Sure. Better than Kyrie.
Well, they already tried that. It was called Oklahoma City.
Oh, man.
They shouldn't have broke it up. How many ships would they have won?
I think they would have got close.
They did get close. They did get close. I just real quick, just to throw out a couple other ones. Dallas. Who they get? They got. I'm trying to go back through some of the trades. Make sure we
Spencer
got
Dinwiddie and Bertans.
And Bertans, who looked good the other night, by the way. Montrezl Harrell in Charlotte.
That's a big one. He's been helping him out a lot.
That could be interesting.
It is
a role player.
Yeah, he's been helping him out a lot though. He's been helping him out a lot though.
Player.
Still, that young team and as far as his experience is helping him out a lot.
What experience?
He's been in the league. What do you mean? A veteran? Y'all said veteran leadership is what they need.
He ain't no leader.
I wouldn't say that.
He's 3 rebounds better than Marcus Morris. He's 3 rebounds better than Marcus Morris.
Come on, man. Y'all talking about Montrezl Harrell. Stop, man. Stop that.
I mean, I'm saying he.
Come on, man. You're reaching right now. Stop that.
From the teams he's been on.
Iguodala going back to y'all. That's major. We talking about Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah.
Come on, man. All right.
Former 6 man of the year.
I mean, in a young team. So I mean. What about the Bucks getting Serge Ibaka?
Bucks getting Serge Ibaka could be
that's great because Lopez is out. That's
right. That's the team that I think may repeat coming out the East. I think once they get healthy,
I do too.
I really think that Philly will. If Philly played them in the Eastern Conference Championship, they're going to have some serious issues.
They seem like they're finding their footing right now.
Well,
Milwaukee does.
That's the next question, right?
Yeah. I wonder if we're all just discounting Miami because it don't look flashy. It don't look,
sir.
You know,
sir. Before you jump that gun, that train, my most impressed one was probably C.J. McCollum because I think they try to do something for the future. I see McCollum been there long term with Brandon Ingram and Zion out of the picture.
Well, Zion's definitely going to be out of the picture. Although, listen, Zion may come out leaving Portland looking like Aaron Donald.
Okay.
They don't have beignets in Portland.
They got other stuff.
Seafood. All you can eat in Portland is seafood.
I'm leaving Zion alone.
I'm leaving him alone. I'm just saying he has an opportunity to get in shape in Portland. And you ain't heard from – listen, all jokes aside, I think what they're doing with him to have him away from his family, away from everything that he knows in New Orleans, and just focus on conditioning, training, and getting better. That's not a bad strategy.
They're reporting that he may have to have a second surgery.
Another surgery. Yep.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Well,
they came out today.
Just forget everything I just said.
I guess that seafood got him, huh? That seafood got him. I like what the Pacers did.
Like we said before on the show last week, any major injury, especially a guy his size, you got to get off the weight.
You got to get off the weight, man.
Yeah.
This is the number one problem.
I like Graham, McCollum, Brandon Ingram. I think they're moving on slowly.
They look good. They look good.
I like what the Pacers. I like what the Pacers did with getting Tyrese
Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Sleeping on Miami. We might be sleeping on Boston.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Boston is playing the best defensive ball in the league right now, and it's not even close. And it's like they've gotten back to their original identity. And if they're going to focus on what they do best, which is guarding you 1 through 5, it makes for an interesting conversation.
If they can get any points or anything out of Williams, the inside, the post.
That's the X factor. That's definitely the X factor.
Something out of him. If he learns and continues to grow, I think Boston is a future team that just they're going to be something to mess with.
I think they got to get somebody out of the bench. We know they got a great starting five. I think they got to be very productive.
The bench got to give them something.
Yeah.
They got to give them something, and that's the X factor right there. But again, they playing right now. They seem to have hit a stride. Honestly, the All-Star break to me is the worst thing that happened to Boston.
Right, they rolling.
They got momentum, and you don't necessarily want to break that up, for a fake break. So that's tough. But hopefully they can come back after the All-Star break and pick up where they left off. But
what's the kid from the Colony that plays at Boston? I love that kid.
You smart?
Smart, man.
Yeah.
Man, you give me Smart any day because Smart got that old school what they call dog.
Yeah.
Ain't too many players like Smart in the league right now. So I love Smart, man. He's just a hard nosed player.
Jesse, what are you hearing about Marcus' injury from last night?
It's an ankle sprain. It was supposed to be evaluated today. I don't know if they've come out with anything. I'm watching the game right now. They're beating Detroit. That's good. The Celtics are confusing, right? Because I think if they put it all together, they could have a record like Miami, but they still don't scare you like, a 76er team or a Milwaukee team or a Brooklyn Net team when they're all healthy.
Very true.
I think one of those differences, I still think they're a year or two away, and it's not a player away. I think Tatum and Brown, if their levels of growth every year, right, is exponential. And it's impressive. And even during this year, you've seen Brown take it to another level, Tatum take it to another level. Mm-hmm. If that continues, right, you talk about great NBA players really not being great until 5th, 6 years, right? 26, right. 27 is right around that age range where they start really peaking from their potential. And you got all these players at 23, 24 years old. So Robert Williams keeps taking steps forward. God help him if he gets any type of a post game, right? And then Derek White just locks him down more defensively, fits in their system. The thing is with the Celtics is if you're going to keep Tatum and Brown, you got two wing players almost effectively playing the same position. You've seen since the beginning of the year they started getting out of the single ISO, right, with Brown and Tatum, which has really helped. They're moving the ball. That's where they're effective, right? Playing defense and moving the ball. And what do you do? What's that piece you add? If you're adding the third superstar, is it in the middle where you're giving up on Robert Williams? Is it a point guard? Well, then, Smart and Derek White, at least one of those two has to go. Or is it just, do you need a shooter? Do you need a Duncan Robinson, right? I've been telling Cam for 3 years, one of the biggest regrets that I've had is that Tyler Hero got drafted one draft pick before Romeo Langford.
That would be
right?
huge.
That was massive. And he was at the top of the Celtics board. And that, you're talking about almost a completely different scenario the last 3 years of the Celtics if Hero's on that team. You got to talk about they drafted Desmond Bane last year, 30th, and traded him for 2 second-round picks. Woof. So
who's your top team, guys?
I'm sticking with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Are we talking about the East or the whole thing?
Both. Either one.
Hands down, Phoenix Suns. Hands down. They got my favorite point guard over there.
I don't believe what you just said. In fact, I know I have video proof that that's not true.
Huh? I thought Westbrook was your favorite point guard.
Don't do that. Don't listen.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize.
We can go there if you want to, Reggie. That's just what you want to do right now. We can go there.
I apologize. I was wrong. Listen, I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your words hurt, Reggie.
You're about to make me act like a little general right now.
Your words hurt. Okay, you know what? We're here. Fine. Whatever.
Don't do it.
No, it's too late. It's too late. I'm damn it, Los Angeles. What the hell?
In the middle screen. Get yourself.
What in the entire hell? And you know what the worst part of this thing, the trade deadline, is? Listening to all the stuff that LA didn't do. That has been the worst part of it. We had a deal in place I just saw one today. Well, we had a deal in place for Christian Wood and John Wall and blah. No, we didn't want to do that. We had one for Dennis Schroeder. Now we changed our mind.
We still make it Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Lloyd, put your Giants hat back on. You might feel better.
I probably, well, I don't know.
Keep your hat on. Let no Celtic fan tell you that. First of all, let me clean up. Let me clean this mess up.
Cam, you promised me we would get somebody. You promised we was going to Sizzler.
I did, but I didn't tell you when.
So I'm just supposed to fast, intermittent fasting until we get.
This is what you don't do. When you make a mistake like we did, you don't make another mistake to try to fix that mistake. You don't tell a lie. You can't lie and then try to tell a lie to cover that lie. We messed up. You got to deal with it. That's what we're doing. We're dealing with it. Okay. There is a trade partner out there for Westbrook. Okay. There is a great place. There is after this season. There, of course, the trade deadline is over. There's a great place. There is a team that will open that will tell Westbrook, "Come on, you can play with us."
I am listening.
Hey, Jesse, there's only one team that's under the salary cap this year. There's only one team that's under the salary cap. And they can take him because they, like Jesse taught me, if you're under the salary cap, you still have to pay to get to a certain
if you're under the minimum.
If you're under the minimum.
So Cam's talking about Oklahoma City, right?
Exactly
if you don't spend up to 90% of the cap,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
The NBA forces you to spend up to 90% of the cap. So right now, Oklahoma's like $26 million under that 90% of the cap limit. At the end of this year, those Oklahoma City players are going to be paid by Oklahoma that $26 million, and they're going to split it up because Oklahoma City has to spend up to that number. And they've got everybody is so young and on such rookie contracts that they got to take on money somewhere.
Now, let me say, there's nobody in the world breaking the doors down to say, like I was talking about Cleveland, I want to go to Oklahoma City. I'm a free agent. I want to go play for the Thunder. There is not one top 20 player in the NBA that's doing it. That team will accept Russell Westbrook back. Lloyd, is what I'm telling you. I want you to hear me real close, Lloyd. Right now, the best thing we can do is get pennies on the dollar. I don't care what we get in return. Give me pennies on the dollar.
So will you pay half his contract next year to get rid of him?
Give me pennies on the dollar is what I'm telling you.
So let me make sure I understand this correctly.
Okay.
He breaks up with his old wife. Here's a brand new wife. Hold on, let me finish. Breaks up with his old wife, gets a brand new wife. That one don't work. He goes through 2 more relationships, finally ends up with us. We decide he ain't worth being married to. And he goes back to his original wife.
Let me say that. Durant leaving OKC was one way. Harden leaving is one way. Even Ibaka leaving one way. Those fans love Westbrook. You can tell every time he walk in the arena. Those fans love Westbrook. He left the right way. And basically they were like, hey, Russ, we're going to get you out of here so you can have a chance to win. Paul George was gone. Melo was gone. The only person there was him and Adam. So they don't have an issue with Westbrook.
So in other words, now that he realized he's never going to win a championship, just go back to Oklahoma City and stay there until your contract runs out and you ride off into the sunset.
Hey,
that's basically what he's saying.
Did Allen Iverson go back to Philly?
That's a whole different scenario.
Listen, he left his first wife. He went here. He went here. He went here. He went here. Did he go back to Philly is what I'm asking you.
He did.
What was different about it, Reggie? He was in the finals one year just like Westbrook was, huh?
Well,
he won an MVP just like Westbrook did, right? Tell me what the difference is.
The difference is you want him out of there and you don't want to pay him $47 million.
That is actually
it's really not paying him $47 million if you're already under the cap like they are. They got to hit a minimum anyway.
Why would I want to pay him $47 million just to hit a minimum and I can pay them young players like Jesse said to help me reach the cap?
Hey, when those young players become free agents, you really think they're going to stay in OKC?
Well, let me say this. The only reason why you might be right, Cam, and Jesse, is this, and this is the only reason. Is there anybody on Oklahoma City's roster right now that you truly believe you can build around? Because if it's not,
just Alexander. That's it.
Right. So
and Gilchrist with him too.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
So that's my point. If you don't truly believe in yet you have buildable pieces on that roster, it doesn't make sense to pay anybody an exorbitant amount of money. So then the plan has to be fill the seats until we get the player that we want. That is not necessarily a bad strategy. I don't know if they want to.
Westbrook has been exposed. They are not filling the seats with him. I'm trying to tell you.
He's a fan favorite there.
In Oklahoma City, they might. In Oklahoma City, they might.
He's a fan favorite down there, man.
Not because they're going to win, Reggie. No, Reggie.
Here's my thing. I love you guys. I really do. To me, this sounds like a Lakers fans saying by any means necessary.
Of course, that's what it is.
No,
that's what it sounds like to me.
See, Reggie, I would accept that to you if I was here saying that he need to go to Brooklyn or if he need to go here. I'm not saying that. What I'm telling you is logic. There is a place where he can go where it doesn't hurt OKC.
Do you want him in LA?
Hell no.
I'm sorry.
Is that a real question?
That came from my heart. I didn't mean that. That was aggressive.
But see, Reggie, me and you come from different kind of layers of the atmosphere, though. You're a Spurs fan. There's nobody breaking their door down trying to get to. DeRozan was traded over there.
Right.
There's nobody breaking their doors trying to get to San Antonio. So
there's another spot, Cam.
Are you saying San Antonio's the other spot?
No. San Antonio's guard heavy. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
I said there is another spot.
Well, I'm trying to say what you're talking about.
Madison Square Garden.
Facts.
Because they're already paying Kemba Walker $40 million and he's not doing anything for them.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. This place. By the way, we turned down something for New York too.
I know. I saw that too.
Ellis Burks and Cam Reddish.
So does LeBron take any heat for this?
Of course he do.
All of it.
Yeah, that ain't no breaking news, Reggie. Stop trying to throw LeBron's name up.
What's wrong with you all the time?
Throw his name up. Everybody know that, bro. Chill. Take something off the top.
Okay.
Does Pop take any heat for Kawhi Leonard not want to be there?
Well, we knew something was wrong. Hey, we knew something was wrong with Kawhi knee. Nobody didn't want to listen to us.
You can't say that. He left and won a championship, Reggie. Stop. The same year. Stop. Same year.
He even got his money, and that knee been hurting ever since.
He got a championship. Call it what you want.
I know it. Hey, I'm not saying we already knew. But see, but for real, I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm not.
LeBron ain't gonna be there no way, Reggie. How about that?
What's that?
LeBron ain't gonna be there next. No, he ain't gonna be there no way. I told you what was going on with LeBron.
What's going on with LeBron? I didn't hear this.
He is the missing piece right now for a team that sits seventh in the NBA. He going back to Cleveland. It's a storybook ending. Watch what I tell you.
On a one-day retired contract, maybe, but not to play.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream. I don't believe that at all.
Lord.
You talk on that though, huh? You like that?
No, I will tell you. Hey, we didn't talk about Cleveland picking up LeVert.
That's a sneaky good pick.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky good pick. If Cleveland had another contributing veteran, like a highly contributing veteran, I wouldn't be opposed to saying they could make a decent run this year.
Oh, so they need somebody like Montrezl Harrell.
Hell, see, why are we doing this?
I'm
Why are we doing this tonight? This is usually a more civil show than this. Tonight y'all choosing fire. I don't like it.
He won 6th Man of the Year. He's a veteran.
Listen, in Charlotte, Montrezl is a good pickup.
This guy.
You got two violent players together, Miles Bridges and Montrezl.
Hey, Lloyd, as a Laker fan, let me ask you a question. I told Cam I didn't think LeBron was going back to Cleveland because of where he wants Bronny to get drafted to.
Right. I 100% agree.
He wants Bronny. If Bronny gets drafted by the Lakers, he's gonna be a Laker for life, right?
Well, they may get him as a free agent, as an undrafted free agent.
Man, I
don't know.
It's kind of crazy how that kid has to live up to his dad. Man, a lot of these players, he's not the only one. Y'all remember Michael Jordan kids.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that whole story.
They didn't take it out the starting gate.
Peyton Manning and Eli Manning did pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll
say this about Bronny.
Steph and Steph.
I'll say this about Bronny and LeBron James. LeBron has a unique way of positioning people that he likes to get to the place that he wants. So
is that why they holding that 2027 pick?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Hey, Reggie, what are y'all holding? I'm just curious. What do y'all have?
I just
know what
asked.
the future.
it's not personal, Cam.
I'm talking about the purple and gold.
Breathe, Cam, breathe. It's not personal.
All right.
Okay, Cam.
They holding
Cam,
Becky Hammond
Cam,
back. That's what they holding.
Cam, I'm sorry, man. I apologize.
Oh, I know it's not personal. I got 17 reasons behind me to say that it ain't personal. I know it ain't personal. What I'm asking Reggie is, tell to me about the future of the Spurs because we don't talk about it.
I just asked
And
the
y'all
question. They held the pick
Hey.
because they didn't want to trade.
If I ask Jesse right now, Jesse, tell me about the future of Boston because y'all ain't doing no better. He's gonna say, "Yeah, our upside looks good. We may be in the Eastern Conference Final." Well, I'm asking you, tell me about the next 5 years for the Spurs.
I will be back in the next 5 years. Yes, we will.
Be back where?
We back in the playoffs waiting
Oh,
on
you're talking playoffs now. You're just talking playoffs.
Well, you know, when you've been in the playoffs and winning championship for so long, you got to take a step back to reset.
I haven't been winning championships for so long though.
Celtics don't have to. Lakers don't have to.
We can be back next year. We can lose Westbrook and get something great next year, and we right back. Tell me what your future is.
We got one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. Y'all want to disrespect my squad?
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm not disrespecting.
I'm not doing
I ain't
that.
said nothing.
We got a record of 20 years making the playoffs. 20.
Hold on, Reggie.
Hey, Reggie,
How many years?
The two people at the bottom and the one up there in the corner, we don't care about the playoffs if you don't win it all. It's a big difference, Reggie. I'm just telling you, it's a big difference.
Oh my
man.
goodness, my goodness.
Hey, Kobe said the worst thing ever in his life is losing in the finals.
Well,
not going to the playoffs and making a run. And
why are you making this personal?
I'm giving you facts now. I'm not making
You're
that
not giving me facts. I'm giving you facts back.
Okay, you just told me they're gonna be back in the playoffs. That's not nothing to brag about. The Lakers can go to the playoffs this year still.
Y'all won't win a chip. Y'all won't even have a team in 5 years. All y'all draft picks and players and all your players over 40, everybody on y'all squad will be ordering from the back of the menu in 5 years.
Okay, and guess what? If they can't go,
we will be playing.
Reggie, if we don't go to the finals, we don't care about the playoffs. But see, you think the playoffs is an accomplishment.
Look, we're a small market team.
Are
a different market team.
Like Milwaukee.
Huh?
Like Milwaukee.
And they won a championship.
What? So tell me when San Antonio's going to go back is what all I asked you.
Okay, let's see.
Give me a realistic answer, Reggie.
Within about 5 years, we'll be back.
Hey, Your Honor, he's stuttering. That'll go get you in court, Reggie.
When will y'all win the championship again? When will y'all win one?
4 years.
With who? Y'all ain't got draft picks.
It don't matter. We get who we want though. We always get the best player. It doesn't matter.
No, you don't. But after y'all got LeBron. After that, it's I can go. Well, you want me to go get mine? You want me to go get Timmy
Reggie,
and all those players?
Hey, Reggie, you drafted those people. Tell me which one of those guys we drafted, Reggie.
Y'all drafted Kobe?
No, we traded for him. Tell me which one of those guys we traded.
Draft though.
We traded for him, Reggie.
It was a draft trade. It wasn't a draft trade.
Hey, Reggie, we traded for him. That's all I'm telling you.
Was it on draft day? Was it on draft day?
Reggie,
was it on draft day? Yes or no? Was it on draft day?
Hey, throw Shaq up there too. Which one of these guys?
Answer the question. Was it on
Kareem? On Kareem up there too. Magic is the only one, Reggie. Magic is the only one.
Y'all won't win a championship in the 5 years.
Okay, hear me out. Magic is the only one. We win in free agency. We don't care about draft picks and all that stuff.
Guess what? That's what at the end of the day, this year, this time and moment, neither team will be winning the championship. At this time and moment. So we're arguing over what
No.
What have we done lately?
Hear me out.
I can't hear.
2 years removed. 2 years.
I can't hear you.
2 years.
Huh?
We're 2 years removed. You said lately. We're 2 years removed.
What about now? Are y'all gonna?
Hey man, I can only answer one question at a time.
I tell you what. So I can tell you, 3 years ago, we could have been on this thing, and I said 2 years removed.
Okay,
it don't matter. It don't matter.
You asked the question,
Cam. At the end of the day, Cam, neither the Spurs or the Lakers will be winning the championship this year.
Oh, so now we talk about both. So now you're accepting the fact that you may not be none either.
I know I'm not winning. My feelings ain't hurt. Your feelings are hurt.
Mine not either.
So here's
what you here's what you have to understand. Okay. Here's what you got to understand.
You know what? I'm gonna send a hug. I'm gonna text you a hug.
Okay, that's fine. Here's what you got to understand. Hey, hold on, Lord. I'm gonna say this though. Here's what you got to understand though. You still got to understand this. Whoever the best player out there available, big market teams still have the ability, Rams, to go get them. That's just how it works.
I just sent you a hug.
I don't make the rules, man. That's how it works.
Here it is right here. I sent a hug.
That's fine. Just know that I don't make the rules.
We're going to end on this question, by the way, just FYI. Clearly, we're not going to make it to the last question.
Yeah, I know it. Give me 5. I got to go for real because I finished hugging. Go ahead.
No. My only thing was, did we ever ask it? Because you said Milwaukee, you said Phoenix. Chad, who did you say?
I'm going with Golden State.
Golden State. That's not a bad choice. I mean,
Of course
Jesse, who you going with? Is your top team?
I'm gonna make another Bengals pick here. Man, I like Utah, man. I think they're gonna sneak up and get a couple of people, but at the end of the day,
there's turmoil in the locker room. By the way,
you got to go Phoenix, but I think the top 4 teams in the West: Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, and Utah. I think all 4 of them might be better than any teams coming out of the East.
Oh God, no, not Milwaukee.
I don't know, John. You got any thoughts on this one?
Nah, I don't even watch
That might be the best answer tonight.
Hey man, you was first district in basketball too, man. You got your opinion.
He's done with that. He's focused. He's fully focused. Don't snatch his focus.
Rico Gathers.
Wow, Raekwon said the Mavs will get one before San Antonio. That's aggressive. I don't know about that.
Hey, put that back up again.
You need a solo screen, Reggie?
No, I'm just saying, ain't that the Cowboy fan? I'm just asking.
Cowboy fan.
Okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's all I had to know. I'm just saying.
Listen, I think everyone is kind of disrespecting, and not say everyone out here, but in general, it's kind of disrespecting Phoenix in the sense that they see the record, they see what they're doing, and they don't believe that they're doing it.
I'm not.
A lot of media people are saying,
Phoenix.
Well, a lot of media people are saying, oh, Phoenix, but let's see if they can do it whenever. Now that everybody's healthy or whatever. I think your eyes are not deceiving you. I don't know. I'm watching Phoenix play, and I don't see anybody playing more cohesive basketball 1 through 12 than Phoenix.
Every night.
Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and they're doing it.
And they're well coached.
And they're well coached.
Except for maybe Golden State.
Huh?
Except for maybe Golden State.
I would argue there's a slight edge to Phoenix because they've been together playing like this longer. Golden State is still trying to kind of figure out some elements of what they're doing, and people are still trying to figure out their roles, and the lineups keep kind of changing because now Clay's back, Draymond's out, so people are playing minutes that they're not supposed to be playing. Kuminga is finding himself in a starting role that he wasn't expecting to start in. So it's a lot of moving parts. Now, listen, all that aside, Golden State's playing phenomenal ball. But can Golden State close the cohesive gap by the time we get to April enough to beat Phoenix? That's the real question. So you kind of have to give Phoenix that edge just because they're not trying to figure nothing out. They got to figure it out.
Yeah, Phoenix is the best basketball team in the NBA.
Yeah. But can Golden State on paper?
Phoenix is the best basketball team?
I think so.
I think in the NBA this year.
I think so.
Is that opinionated or is that a fact?
I think it's a fact. Yeah, the record says they are.
The record says
The record saying that who's the best team?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Oh, I thought he was saying Golden State was.
No, I
No,
said
Phoenix.
no.
Phoenix.
Y'all realize Golden State lost the last 3 out of 4, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There's
It
a
should
lot
have
of
been
moving.
4, Reggie.
Huh?
It should have been 4. We can make free throws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving
They went
parts.
out.
There's a lot of moving
I'm
parts
not messing
going
with you
right now.
because last time I asked a question, you got on me. I'm not messing with
I'm not
you.
getting on you. I'm just giving you the facts.
Feels like
That's true.
I just think at the end of the day, I think Phoenix defense, their inside presence, and Golden State don't know what their presence is.
they don't know what their presence is. That's exactly right.
We know what Phoenix is, and
Well,
they
and
got
that-
perimeter defense.
And that's my point. There's a lot of moving parts in Golden State this year. And the X factor is, can they pull all of that together in time for a significant playoff run? Maybe they can, but it's a lot of moving parts.
Being there last year helped too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see how it's not. I don't see how it's not a rematch. And I'm telling you, man, we last year before the season started, we had a conversation about is Giannis the best foreign player ever? This year, man, what this guy is doing?
All I'm gonna say to you is, last night while he was dropping another 50-piece at Chick-fil-A, that Joker had, and I know y'all saw this play on the left corner.
Don't talk about it.
Listen, double down between the legs, juke, in and out, laced.
Do you only
I don't know.
shots?
I don't know how you're supposed to stop that.
Yeah.
He's like, the last 4 years, he's been top 3 in MVP vote and Defensive Player of the Year vote.
Yeah. It's hard to argue that. All right, let's give some shout outs real quick, man. Let's give some shout
There
outs.
goes that man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, man. Let's get some shout outs, man, as we close out the night. What we doing? Mine is simple. John Alexander. Keep grinding, brother.
Yeah.
Do your thug thizzle.
Exactly.
Let's go.
For my name's sake.
Let's shock the world, baby. Let's shock the world.
Exactly.
Nah, no doubt.
Yeah, shout out to John. Also, shout out to T-Mac and AI this weekend. They're gonna be doing their verses for the basketball. I'm excited to see that.
That should be
I'm
interesting.
excited to see that and see how that goes because I think it's the first one. So
Okay.
just All-Star weekend, just see whatever all the festivities, man.
I hope All-Star Weekend is better than all y'all talked about last week, because y'all just came for All-Star Weekend like it was just gonna be trash.
I'm saying it is. It ain't like the old. I'm old school. I might watch the dunk contest.
Okay, but we didn't know who Spud Webb was until Spud Webb did what Spud Webb did.
I said, hey,
They gotta start somewhere.
my exciting part is the dunk contest because I know how the game is going to be. Everybody know how the game is going to be.
Yeah,
It's
the
gonna be
game's gonna
180 to 195. That's the
The game's gonna be trash. That's true. That's true. Hey, the one thing they can say though, it won't be as bad as the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
Nothing can be as bad as the Pro Bowl. Okay. Anybody else got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out. Let's go. High school district tournaments about to start. Get ready to watch that here next week.
Yeah.
College tournament. Well, the college conference tournament is going to be kicking in pretty soon too. The next 2 or
Yeah,
3
and we'll
weeks.
get into college. We just ran out of time today, but we'll get into college next week for sure.
So I love this time of the year, man. So
Shout out.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to all 3 of my teams. I want to start with OU for bouncing back because you lost what we lost. I thought we was gonna be at the bottom of everything, and Venables he brings some recruits in. It's real encouraging because it was getting real scary and shaky for a minute there.
Okay.
I want to shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers. Hey man,
Who, me?
I'm with you. Go ahead. Shout out. Woo.
shout out for not making this worse. I feel like it's some moves that we could have made was worse.
John Wall.
The John Wall would have been worse.
That's not what you said, Cam.
With the draft pick, when you look at it now, the draft it would have been worse because we're losing everything, and we're getting a player that still hadn't played a whole season the last 7 years. So, shout out for not making it worse. You can't cover a lie with a lie. You can't cover a lie with a lie. We do know that.
Jesse talked you into this, didn't he?
No, he did not. I had to talk him into it.
No, Cam taught me two things in high school. He said, "Don't throw good money after bad."
That's good. That's good.
And
Don't
do
ever
this every
dance
time.
again.
the song
That
comes
move
on.
in.
Don't ever dance again. Stay right there.
Yeah.
And then I want to give a shout out to Ursay. It's over. My Carson Wentz, you're gone. And I'm loving every bit of it.
Okay. Y'all don't want to talk too much.
And I
Y'all don't talk like Jerry
coach
Jones.
should be on the hook for this. He better be glad he got his extension first and didn't get fired.
He still might get fired.
Huh?
He still might get fired.
No, he's not getting fired.
He's gonna get fired. He's not gonna get fired.
He's not getting fired.
Well, y'all listen. Y'all better pay attention to what if he's fired. If he's saying that the guy that the coach gave up a first round pick for is out the door, there's a chance that coach could be fired. Don't nobody want to lose a first round pick.
I understand.
He's pissed.
We've done it. We do this we do this a lot. I just want you
I
to know.
didn't say y'all didn't have bad habits. What I said was
Don't talk about it. Wait, don't talk about habits.
Can you talk
I
about
can't. Hey, I can't. That's how I know he could be fired.
Golly. What I tell you.
Go ahead, Reggie.
No, I'm not gonna tell Cam to talk about the Giants like he talked about the Spurs.
I won't.
Right. Was they keep that same energy?
I didn't talk about the Spurs bad.
All right, shout outs. What are shout outs?
That's I think we done shout it until we can shout. Jesse, you got any shout outs?
Got a shout out to Texas Longhorns beating the Oklahoma Sooners last night. Let's see.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care about Oklahoma basketball. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Until they're good and in a tournament, then they do.
I've never in my life liked Oklahoma basketball. You've been knowing me all my life. Tar Heel Nation. That has never ever changed.
Wow.
Never, ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Just FYI, just to give you guys a picture of the future. Right now, Knicks 71, Nets 60. And that score is indicative of no Ben Simmons, no Kevin Durant, and because the game is in New York, no Kyrie Irving.
Andre Drummond's got 17 rebounds. So
Shout out to Andre Drummond.
he's got 9 points and 17 rebounds with 6 minutes left to play in the third.
God,
They may pull it out.
is he back in
Philly
Detroit?
messed that up.
Seth Curry leading all scores with 12 points.
Winner is Brooklyn out of that trade.
Absolutely.
We'll see. We'll see.
They won. They won because they got Ben Simmons. Basically, when you had a James Harden that was going to walk away at the end of the year.
Hey, I said it here first. If Philly mess around and get the wrong team in that first round, I'm just saying.
All right. To be
I
continued.
I called it out.
Hey, Boston Philly first round, that'd be a good series.
I called it out.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Hey,
It'd be a lot of fun.
shout out to next week's agenda. Lloyd shot me a text today, said next week we're gonna talk about golf, the Olympics. He said there might be a little hockey in there.
Curling.
He said we may talk about pay disparity on the U.S. National soccer team.
He didn't shoot that to me, so I don't know. Yeah.
That's the wrong show. That's called
That's a
the
different
one.
show.
That's called the one.
Hey, I'll talk a little. I don't know much about soccer, but I'll talk a little bit about it.
All right. The only other thing I have to say is shout out to Eminem because after Tiger took golf from us in 97, Eminem came out in 99 and said, "What can we take back?" And we sent him into the fire, and he took right back. So, I'm all about equality, one for one, quid pro quo. So shout out to Eminem.
Hey, that's just part of the
B Rabbit.
Can I just say I didn't even know he kneeled until after the Super Bowl because I was so focused on, wait a minute, Dr. Dre can play the piano for real?
For real, me too.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the kneel. I was like, I don't know what it meant, what we're doing.
Nobody brought
I guess.
Yeah, if nobody brought it to attention, I don't think anybody paid attention to it.
Not until the next day.
Yeah, I saw it, but I don't know. They said the confusion about if he got harassed by the NFL if they told him before not to do it or something like that.
Yeah.
Who cares? He did it. So.
Yeah. This is always fun, y'all. As we do it every week. Thank you to everybody who contributed these stars. We appreciate that, man. The 5 is holding us down in the star category. That's for sure. We appreciate that. For those who don't know, stars is just your way of telling us you appreciate what we do. And those stars eventually turn into dollars, and we turn those dollars into whatever we need for marketing, that kind of stuff.
It's
so
just like OnlyFans. I get it.
It's not the same, actually. It's not the same. I don't think that's the same.
Hey, I got one question for
Nobody's taking off that shirt right now.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I got one
I'm
question.
no Aaron Donald. Let me just tell you.
Hey,
Go ahead.
put some stars up there.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I got one question before we leave.
Absolutely, sir.
Is Raekwon, is he a Cowboys fan?
He is a Cowboy fan.
Okay, I just want to know. All right, I'm about to go.
Shout out everybody that's watching.
Oh my God, the savagery of the 5 is nothing like it. Guys, have a great week. We'll see y'all. Enjoy All-Star Weekend. We'll be back next week. Do it all over again. It's the 5. Peace.
Five will get you 10 when you're plugging in with the five. There's no mystery. Let's make history with the five. Oh, the strongest. 2 and 3. Add one more plus.